So I'm gonna keep this 100 with all you guys right now. So literally, I got back home from Brooklyn around 2 in the morning. It's right now about to be almost 11 a.m. and I'm now doing this review. And it's crazy because when I got home, literally early this morning, because it's officially Sunday, right? It's SummerSlam Sunday now. I was actually gonna sit here, which I did. I sat here on my chair, and I was going to review the show, and I was in the middle of the review. And here's the thing about it, I was tired, I was exhausted, I was just ready to crash. And it got to a point that during the review that I recorded, it got to a point there where literally my eyes were closing. So it's like when you're trying to battle not to sleep, but you just can't help it. It's like your eyes are shutting down, and you open them back up, and you close and you open, you close and you open and shit. And it got to a point where during the review, I started rambling random shit. Like, for instance, like during the main event of Ciampa and Gargano, I was talking about Kairi Sane and how some shit like that, if you will. So I already knew, like, yo, I couldn't do it. I could not get this review done right there. I couldn't do it. I needed sleep. And now here I am. Obviously, this is your NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 review, my overall thoughts. And as you guys already know, I was actually live at the Barclays Center for this event. My fourth Takeover Brooklyn. I went to all three. There's no way I'm missing the fourth one. My home run, if you will, with takeovers. Overall, I thought this show was a great show. Overall, I think it's obvious, like every single takeover is just a great show, and I've been saying it, leading up to this event, just as I was saying leading up to every single takeover this year. NXT does an amazing job of getting fans excited, getting fans hyped up, making fans want to buy a ticket to takeover if you live like in the local area, what have you. And I was proven right again. And people are now saying, "Hey, SummerSlam, follow that." We'll see. We'll actually see. I ain't gonna lie. There's a part of me that wants to go to SummerSlam. Not because, oh my god, it's a crazy show. Honestly, I just want to see what the fuck goes down live. A part of me does, but right now, as we speak, tickets are still up in a high price, so I'm not fucking going. I'm staying home. I have no problem, honestly, staying home watching SummerSlam. I really don't. But I had a fun time. Literally yesterday, going to New York, I literally went early, around 12:30ish. Around 1, I went to the Gramercy Theater for the Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson show. There's Something to Wrestle With live. There was a lot of guests at this show. Charlotte Flair made an appearance. Mark Henry, JBL, to name a few. Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder also made an appearance as well. Obviously, JBL was drunk. A drunk JBL took over the show, if you will, which was funny as all hell to listen to as well. And it was fun. I'm definitely doing that show again for WrestleMania weekend. I'm definitely doing it again. I know OKFabe is going to the Boston one, and if it's anything close to what we got literally yesterday, Connor, you're gonna have a fun time. I'm just telling you that right now, brother. But again, I had a fun time at Takeover. I saw some familiar faces. I saw some new faces. So it's crazy because literally, as I got there, I got to my seats. I was in the nosebleeds. I was in the fucking nosebleeds. And I met two guys that are also podcasters as well. We're talking throughout the show, just giving our thoughts and stuff like that. Tony and Michael, they host a podcast called the Champions Advantage Podcast, which you guys should go listen to. I was listening to some of their stuff literally on my way back home on the train. And again, it's good stuff. They're up and coming. So guys, go give them a listen. They're on iTunes. They're on Stitcher. They're on PODBEAN. They're on Spotify as well. I think they're also on Google Play. So guys, go give them a listen. I'll have a link to their PODBEAN, what have you. We can listen to their podcast down in the description box. Go give them a listen. Tony and Michael, good stuff. And as I was leaving, I bumped into Queen of the Ring. She is a up and coming, YouTuber who I think right now is killing it. She's definitely killing it. I'm actually, I'm subbed to her channel. I enjoy her videos. And I even told her, like, yo, as I was leaving, for like a brief second, like, yo, don't stop what you're doing. You're doing a lot of good stuff, and I'm enjoying it. And it's cool to know that the wrestling community, if you will, is in good hands. I think it's cool to see that there's still people out there that are creative and are doing videos that I feel like are positive and just positive energy. And I think, again, it's great. So, guys, also go give her a watch. Good stuff from Queen of the Ring. But anywho, let's get to Takeover Brooklyn 4. The show kicked off with the NXT Tag Team title match between Mustache Mountain versus the Undisputed Era's Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly defending the championships here. This was obviously the third match. As you all know, the first match was at Royal Albert Hall, where Trent Seven and Tyler Bate won the tag titles from the Undisputed Era. And then a couple of weeks ago on TV, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong got the belts back. So this is the third match. And I'm not going to say, oh, it was a bad match. It was actually a very great match. This match was probably the best way you could kick off the show. From the opening bell all the way to the end, these two guys were just beating the fuck out of each other. It was crazy because there's a moment where, I guess Kyle O'Reilly had Tyler Bate in a chokehold, right? In a chokehold. And at the same time, while locking in the choke, Tyler Bate did like I want to say like a German suplex or a toss, whatever. And it was great. The visual was great. Like, you just created the thing that someone like Tyler Bate, that has a small frame, if you will, right? But is able to just show this massive strength from nowhere and shit, It's good. It's amazing. Even Trent Seven impressed me. Here's the thing about it, like, I'm not really big on Trent Seven. Nothing against him, really. Like, to me, it's just like, out of the three guys from British Strong Style, right? Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and obviously Trent Seven. To me, the standouts, for me at least, are Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Trent Seven is there, but he doesn't stand out to me. But tonight, literally last night, he really, showed like, someone his size who's like overweight, when you think about it, can move, he's agile, and again, just another great talent as well. It's funny because also in this match, they went back to what happened a couple weeks ago on NXT. During the second tag team title match, we gotta remember on TV a couple weeks ago, it was Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy that were working on the leg of Trent Seven, right? And that's where Tyler Bate threw in the towel. Kyle had a leg locked in on Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate was on the apron, wanted to tag in. At the end, just threw in the towel, right? They went back to that here, only this time it was Tyler Bate who was locked in this massive leg lock and is in pain. And you had Trent Seven on the apron wanting Tyler to make the tag, reach out for the tag, while Tyler Bate was in this leg lock, obviously, right? And he proceeds to hop off the apron, grab the towel, right? He literally teased that he was going to toss in the towel. People were chanting no. Eventually, he doesn't. It was crazy because all this was happening, right? Tyler Bate, again, being locked in a leg lock, right? A heel hook, a leg lock, whatever you want to call it. He's dragging himself for the fucking tag, and he tags in Trent Seven. Holy fucking shit. Just that visual and all that. It's insane. It's sick. It's this crazy match, like I said. Eventually, though, the Undisputed Era do end up retaining the tag titles here. They retained it. They're still tag team champions. So my prediction on that was correct. And again, it's a great way to kick off the show. I just can't speak enough positive thoughts on this match. Again, there's so much stuff. Again, if you have not watched the match, go give it a watch. This is the kind of match that I would say right now was a contender for match of the night. We then, after this, get Velveteen Dream versus EC3. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh my God, this match sucked, because to me, honestly, it didn't suck. I actually did enjoy leading up to this match on TV, the build-up, right, where EC3 went over to the Dreams, like, pool house, what have you, and they did that whole promo in the pool where EC3 threw Velveteen Dream into the pool. And I get the story here. It all comes in from Royal Albert Hall in that tag match where Dream literally walked down on EC3. And I get that, and believe it or not. However, I don't know what it is. I just feel like these two guys just didn't connect. And again, don't get me wrong. You can even say the whole thing, they had to follow that tag team match. That's fine and dandy. But even with that, like, I just feel like these two guys just didn't connect. Like, something was missing from this match, in my honest opinion. Again, I'm not saying it was a bad match at all. I just think, honestly, this was the weakest match of the show. Velveteen Dream, though, I'm going to say this right now, he's going places. That guy's a star. He really, really is. It's funny because he comes out to the ring and he's wearing behind on his tights, he has call me up Vince, which was funny as all hell when you think about it. It's so fucking hilarious, right? Apparently, during the, I guess, media call, right? They asked Triple H about this, and Triple H said, oh, he wasn't aware of it. But apparently, from what he understood, Dream has a friend, that's his name is Vince, and he hasn't heard from him in a while. But it's so funny, you know. But again, the match for what it was there. Like I said, something was missing from it. Velveteen Dream eventually they get the win. He hit his cartwheel, Death Valley driver through on the apron of the ring, and then on the apron he literally goes up and jumps off to the apron for the purple Rainmaker elbow for the 1-2-3. I don't think this feud will continue, honestly. You could even say, hell, Velveteen Dream is on his way up to the main roster. Probably so. I think, honestly, he was probably on his way up. I think we'll see him on SmackDown Live. I think SmackDown Live will be a good fit for him, but we'll see. But again, a good win. At the same time, when you think about it too, Velveteen Dream needed this win. He really, really did. Can you think about it too, though? You look at Dream's matches on takeovers, right? For the beginning of the year, Takeover Philadelphia with Cassius Ohno, right? A great match, all you want, which he won. Then you look at Takeover, New Orleans in that ladder match, another great match, right? And then you look at Takeover Chicago 2 with Ricochet, where they tore it up. And then you look at this, and I'm going to say this, if I'm putting them in order right now, and again, you can even throw in there, Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream, but that's from 2017. I feel like this was like the weakest one. And again, I'm not trying to come off like I'm bashing, because I'm not. I just, again, feel like these two guys didn't connect. Maybe they didn't have matches on the house shows. I don't know, but we'll see. If they probably continue this match, the feud, maybe they'll do better. We'll see. After this, we had Adam Cole versus Ricochet for the North American Championship. Adam Cole and Ricochet as well tore the house down. They really, really did. Just a crazy back and forth, just like I predicted. I even said this in my predictions and all my NXT reviews leading up to this match. Let those two guys go at it for however long it was. I think it was like 15, 20 minutes, right? And let these two guys just go out there and do their thing. And let them just go out there and steal the show. Just crazy back and forth. It's something you would have seen probably in PWG or at a Ring of Honor show, what have you, right? Just a crazy stuff here, back and forth. There's a moment in the match where Ricochet goes in for like he goes for like a backflip, right, after springboarding off the middle rope. And in midair, Adam Cole catches him with the super kick. In midair. Something that we've seen the Young Bucks do over the years, but just that visual of Adam Cole doing it here was sick. It got a crazy ass pop. It got a near fall, I believe, as well. And I'll be real about it. I thought going into this, the way, like I said, it was heel heavy, right? So you needed that babyface to win. And what do you know? It was all said and done. Ricochet ended up getting the win here. He ended up beating Adam Cole. I want to say with the 630. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize. Or maybe the 450. But you kind of get the idea, right? His finisher. And got the win. So we now have a new North American champion. People are saying, oh, Adam Cole's on his way up. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, Adam Cole can easily come up to the main roster right now. Do I want him to go up right now? No. I think Adam Cole now losing the North American title, you need to put him now in the mix for the NXT title. That's the idea now. You just put him in that mix, especially now what happened. Well, we'll get into that too. I'll get into that. But again, probably one of the best matches on the show. Like, when you think about it too, there are two matches on this show, or maybe even three if you want to throw in Gargano and Ciampa, that were match of the night contenders right now. But I think, obviously, this, in my opinion, was the match of the night. For me, at least, right? For me. But again, happy that Ricochet won. The guy's come a long way, right? From being a champion in PWG, Dragon Gate, New Japan, winner of the best of the Super Juniors. I want to say 2014. multiple time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, and now coming up to NXT, WWE, and NXT, becoming the North American Champion. I see a lot of good things coming his way. I do see a lot of good things happening for him in NXT. We then get Kairi Sane defending, we then get Shayna Baszler defending the NXT Women's Championship versus Kairi Sane. The third fight, the third match, if you will, right? The third match. As you all know, Kairi Sane won at the Mania Classic finale last year against Shayna Baszler. Shayna had a win on NXT television leading up to, I want to say leading up to Takeover Philadelphia or New Orleans, I want to say. And now here we go, the third match. And I liked it. Honestly, it was a very, very good match for what it was. You had Ronda Rousey literally at ringside with the remaining of the horsewomen, with also Travis Brown. They even had a cameo of Matt Riddle, the King of Bros. It's funny because he's in a suit, he's wearing a snapback hat, right? But apparently someone took a picture of him, and the guy's wearing fucking flip-flops. Fucking flip-flops. It's so fucking hilarious, right? But the match itself, again, I thought it was a good match. The story was there. Hey, coming out of the Mae Young Classic from last year, Kairi Sane really has done nothing. While Shayna Baszler, even though she lost the Mae Young Classic, she's become the champion. She literally took out all the women at NXT. And now here we go, this third match. And I enjoyed that video package that they played. This is another crazy match as well. It's cringy as well because, not because Shayna's bad, because she's not. She's pretty good. She improved leaps and bounds, in my opinion, from where she was, let's say, the beginning of the year, in my opinion. I keep saying my opinion a lot, I know. But you realize that Shayna Baszler locking in these submission holds, right? And then she'll grab the wrist and grab the ankle and twist it to a different direction. And it's, again, that detail that I feel like is important in wrestling. That believability, the small details, that's important to make things more of a grueling visual, if you will, right? It's like on SmackDown with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, right? Where Orton grabbed Hardy's gauge and started yanking on it and shit. Granted, it doesn't hurt, but the visual of it made it look like it hurt like all hell. Just like here with Shayna Baszler just locking in these holds and twisting and moving the joints around and shit. The visual was sickening. But I'll be honest with you guys. I thought Shayna Baszler was going to retain. I really thought that. But I was wrong. Eventually, it led to the end where, again, keep this in mind too, right? Keep this in mind. Kairi Sane literally hit 2 diving elbows, right? And still, Shayna kicked out. I believe she would be the first one to kick out. Maybe she did before. I could be wrong on it. Let me know in the comment threads. But Kairi Sane won. She literally won the match after Shayna goes in for the rear naked choke. And then Kairi Sane pulled a Bret Hart 1992 WrestleMania 8, a Bret Hart SummerSlam 96, where she literally rolled herself back, right, as a counter while Shayna still had the choke in, and she pinned Shayna Baszler for the 1-2-3. So Kairi Sane is now the new NXT Women's Champion. I'm surprised that she won. I'm really in, because I thought Shayna was gonna win. But at the same time, from what I've been hearing, right, they really want to do at Survivor Series the Battle of the 4 Horsewomen of WWE, of Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley. I think also, yeah. So literally, they want to do Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and obviously Sasha versus the 4 Horsewomen of MMA. Freaking Ronda, Shayna, Jasmine Dukes, and Roderick Strong's wife. If you kind of get the idea, they want to do that at Survivor Series. So people are saying that, hey, Shayna's on her way up. I believe it, honestly. I can see Shayna Baszler coming up to the main roster on Monday on Raw. I can see that happening. And again, we'll see what happens later on today on SummerSlam with Ronda Rousey. But you can make that. I've been hearing that rumors and innuendo. So we'll see if it's true or not. We then get the main event. By the way, before I mention this too, apparently I heard that in the arena they announced that it'll be Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss for Evolution. Talk about a wasted opportunity. And again, nothing against Alexa Bliss. You know what I mean? I get it. If you're an Alexa Bliss fan, it's fine and dandy. But to me, it's like, yo, you can easily done Sasha and Trish coming out of the first ever Women's Rumble match where they had that little exchange. But yet we're giving it to fucking Alexa Bliss. who's like, ugh, but it is what it is. We then get the main event. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa 3, the last man standing match. I'm going to be honest, I thought the match was great, all the hell you want. I'll just say this, to me, this is probably the weakest match out of the 3 that they've had. And it's not a bad match. It's just that me personally, I am not a fan of last man standing matches. I'm not a fan of it, especially with the way the match ended and stuff like that. I'm just not a fan of it, to be honest. I thought they had a good match. Don't get me wrong. It was enjoyable. There's a crazy back and forth between these two guys. You wondered really, hey, could they really outdo the first one from TakeOver New Orleans, which was amazing, was great? Could they outdo TakeOver Chicago 2, which was a Chicago street fight, which again was another good match as well? Don't get me the fuck wrong. And again, you wonder, could they outdo this? And his reality is, not really. Again, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, this match sucked, because it did not suck at all. I just feel like it was the weakest out of the 3. That being said, though, crazy back and forth. They literally had this whole thing where Tommaso Ciampa put Johnny through the announce table. Got a holy shit chant. Johnny Gargano tried to expose the concrete off the pad, like take off the padding outside the ring to expose the concrete. He stacked 2 tables up in some weird way, literally just chilling there outside the ring. And just a lot of, again, just crazy stuff here. They literally brought the fucking crutch that they literally, had from the beginning of their feud. You think about this, right? When you think of the Gargano and Ciampa feud, just go back to that crutch. It all started with that crutch that Ciampa hit Gargano with after TakeOver Philadelphia, right? And then the same crutch, granted, not the same one, but just the crutch in general that Ciampa used on Gargano when Gargano had to leave NXT when he lost to Andrade Cien Alma, right? You think about this too, as it is in the prediction, Gargano's been down every single TakeOver main event from the beginning of the year. And it's crazy to think about it too. There's a moment as well where obviously Ciampa went through the table. They even had this thing where Ciampa once again tried to expose the padding off the canvas of the ring and leave the plywood. So they went back to some of the stuff they did TakeOver Chicago as well, from TakeOver Chicago 1 also. And the ending of this match was really crazy. Not even that, but this part as well, where literally Ciampa does like a fucking running knee with the chair on Gargano, literally off the security rail, like by the announcer table and shit, right? And then he starts stacking stuff on top of Gargano. Like, just start stacking shit, like the security rail that fell off, a chair, a bell, a crate, the guy that Gargano super kicked, I guess he was the timekeeper, just stacked all that shit on top of Gargano, and Gargano managed to get up before the 10 count. You know what I mean? And again, it's the thought of people getting back up literally at the last second and stuff like that, but the visual, it was great. The ending of this match was crazy. So they brought the handcuffs, right, during this match, and Gargano managed to handcuff Tommaso Ciampa near the entrance area of the ring on the side, right? So he had him handcuffed, right, literally next to the stage, right? And Gargano throws super kick after super kick after super kick like crazy, and they decide to go for a running knee on Ciampa. He hits the knee, but at the same time, he hits his knee on one of the crates, the production crates, right? And they do the count, and Gargano can't get up because his knee's in pain. And Ciampa, literally before the count, like they were at 9, and Ciampa literally rolls himself and gets his feet literally on the floor. Like literally he's back on his feet by just moving to a side while handcuffed. And that's how he won the match. This is why sometimes, again, I'm not a fan of the ending of Last Man Standing. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not saying it was a bad match again. I enjoyed the match for what it was. Like I said before, a part of me wished it just would have been a Hell in a Cell. However, being there at the Barclays Center and just the structure of the building on the inside, there's no way you can put a Hell in a Cell in that building. You cannot. Or if not, you know what? A cage match. A cage match I think would have been good as well. But hey, it is what it is. And this is, again, now they're saying that Gargano's legitimately hurt. Where does Ciampa go from here? I don't know, but a part of me thought as well that, hey, maybe Gargano would have won because there are more heels to challenge Gargano as champion than there are right now baby faces challenging Gargano. My bad, Ciampa right now. When you think about it right now. Like I said, you could have done Adam Cole versus Gargano. You could have done, I guess, Lars Sullivan when he gets back to 100%. Cassius Ono if you wanted to as well, because you know they're doing that whole Ono heel turn down the road. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But again, I really did enjoy this show, being there live in the building. And also, the show ended with Ciampa coming back out and just waving goodbye. Hell, you could even say that Gargano's on his way up to the main roster. And I think that could happen too. That could very well happen. You could have Gargano come up to the main roster on Tuesday on 205 Live. I'm just kidding. Maybe on SmackDown Live, maybe on Monday Night Raw, we'll see. But you can have this program continue on the main roster as well, where you can have Ciampa on Raw and Gargano on SmackDown and have them reconnect at the Royal Rumble during the Rumble match. Something like that. But we'll see. Again, I thought, Takeover was a great show. We'll see what happens with Gargano, if he's legitimately hurt, if he comes back. Mother Flowers, give me your thoughts as always in the comment threads below. Your thoughts on Takeover Brooklyn 4. If you enjoyed it, if you did not enjoy it, what was your match of the night, and all that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout all these shows like I usually do. SmackDown Live, Raw, Impact, NXT. You got it. You kind of get the idea. I'll be back later on tonight to review SummerSlam. All right. I want to give a big thank you to Salrex for this awesome overlay, the awesome layout that you saw for this video. Again, if you are a YouTuber, a podcaster out there, and you want awesome layouts and logos and stuff like that, hit him up on Twitter. Hit him up at official Salrex. Then a lot of good stuff for me, for OKFabe, Silent Monster Sounds Off, JD from NY206, Big Mike from the Big Mike Wrestling Recap Show, and so many others. If you are a podcaster, a YouTuber, you want awesome overlays, logos for your channel, your podcast, hit them up. All right, guys, that's it for me, and I'm out like Janice Titties, y'all. Peace out, mother flowers. Enjoy SummerSlam today. Or maybe Summer Scam. I don't fucking know.